This seems like a perfect time to put in my very own disclaimer that everything I'm saying here is a joke. Apparently I legally need to have one or else I get cancelled, so...
We're always free to choose. To believe what we want to believe. But when you step back, when you really look at where you've been and the things you've done, your past will come.
Out of everybody to say this line, why is it Audrey saying this? Because at this point in the story, Audrey is just working at the company. And I haven't beaten the game, so I'm not... Maybe this is like her in the future. But for right now, I have no idea why she would be the one saying it. Every time that Audrey opens a door or picks up an item, an animation plays, a cutscene plays, and I have too low of an attention span to deal with that. You just make it disappear and play a little noise. That works. This is just creepy.
Really? They locked me in? Good thing I brought my own key today.
Two things. If they're locking her in consistently, I feel like that poses some sort of safety hazard. But second of all, more importantly, this means I have to walk all the way back to Audrey's room, which they'll probably play an animation to get her keys, then walk all the way back, and then there'll probably be some more walking. This is unnecessary, and I have too low of an attention span.
Who put this here?
Ah yes, a classic bendy trope. The bendy cardboard cutout just appears out of nowhere, and you start to feel like somebody's watching you. Except for this time, it doesn't feel like... I kind of just looked over it, really. I was like, oh cool, there's a bendy thing. It took me up until editing this video now for me to realize, oh, somebody actually had to put that there. But it's not that creepy. Like, before the bendy cardboard cutout moved to scare you, which meant somebody was pushing it on the other side, but when you look around, it's not there. That's better than just having it appear out of nowhere, because honestly, after playing Bendy and the Ink Machine, I kind of assume that they just spawn in. Honestly, they just do. There's probably a Bendy cardboard cutout machine, like just behind it. It's like behind the Ink Machine. That's probably what's happening.
Not the most welcoming hallway I've ever seen.
That cart never slowed down or sped up and then stopped perfectly, which leads me to believe nobody actually pushed it. A ghost held it and kept it there, like the ghost of the ink monsters you killed in the first game, because that's not how physics works. There's either ink in that bucket or the floor is disgusting. Animation for pressing a button. Who hired this guy? Who saw him and thought, yeah, this person would be great to work at our company? Just any company, you know? He probably cheated the interview, is a good friend with Nicholas Arch, which is probably not, maybe like that, I don't know. Or, he's been in this company for 50 years. But, from what I've seen, nobody survives the Joey Juice studio for more than like 30 years. Henry was the only one that's been able to survive after working in the company, and Joey made the company. He started everything, and Henry just quit. So he kind of cheated death there.
A pretty girl like you shouldn't be wandering around all by yourself.
Out of sin, because ugh.
So, it's been really nice this past week.
You liar! It was thundering outside. You call that nice?
Do an old man a favor and go find them. I'll tend to the power.
So the good thing here is that you don't have to go around the entire map to find every item. It's all in one room. The downside, though, is that there's an animation that plays whenever you pick up an item or put an item on the pedestal. So
The things you've set in motion.
What's happening?
hey, don't blame this on Audrey. you could have easily put the items on the pedestal. You didn't have to do it at the same time as the powers. So obviously Audrey wasn't that important. You're just making her feel bad.
What are you doing?
Okay, first of all, that was a sick little logo thing. That was amazing. Second of all, that's everything that I have for this episode. I'm not done. This isn't done with chapter 1. I just don't want to put too much effort into something that might not work, which is kind of ironic since my entire YouTube channel is that. But you know, I still want to be able to post weekly, so I don't accidentally stop posting forever. And because of that, that's why this episode isn't fully chapter 1. But if you do like it, like the video, and if it does get enough likes, I might just go full out on this thing. But obviously, I'll still be doing the playthroughs. Maybe I'll put on another channel. Probably not. I might though. If that happens, I'll put this thing on a separate channel, and I will keep this as my playthrough channel. So that'll happen. But yeah, so like, subscribe, hit the notification bell. This is my first video that's copying cinamins. So if you don't want, I can just go back to you know, doing the normal playthroughs. But yeah. So have fun. Go watch my other videos if you want.